starter sit Jimmy Garoppolo. And the backdrop here is that he sprained his ankle in the same game that Kittle broke his foot. High ankle sprain. They were thinking surgery. They said no, and they said 6 weeks. Kittle was 8 weeks. It's been 7 weeks. Kittle's slowly coming back. Jimmy isn't even practicing this week. Should he come back and play this season, Dad?
Okay. We have to be very careful how we set this one up, Iggy, because we can't speak to how injured he is.
I'm just saying the expectation when he got hurt is that he would be able to come back and play. That's what the team kind of said.
If the doctors and the team and the trainers feel that he's healthy and that he would not hurt himself by doing normal quarterback things, I think as opposed to Deebo Samuel and number 85, he should play. Yep. And here's why. They have a big decision to make for next season about, is he the best quarterback for them going forward? I have my doubts. I bet they have their doubts. And I think if he could play 2 or even 1 game, to show to them who he is and what he has. So I think if he's well enough, now, and well enough doesn't mean 100%. It could mean 90%.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think any of these guys are 100% by the end of the season. I don't know the percentage, but an acceptable percentage, they should want him to play because they need to know where they stand. What do you think, Iggy?
I think thinking from the 49ers perspective, they absolutely should want him to play. He's not like Deebo and Kittle. They're still evaluating him. They don't know whether he's worth the money they pay him, whether he's a cornerstone player in their franchise, whether he's going to be on the team next year. So, yeah, it would really help them to put him on the field, evaluate him further, maybe pump up his value because it's got to be at an all-time low, and maybe they could trade him. So, yeah, they should absolutely want him on the field. They understand, we don't want to hurt you again, but if you are healthy, we're paying you like $1.6 million a month. You got to get on the field. Actually, they're paying him like $1.6 million a week because you get game checks every week and you only get paid during the season. He gets paid a lot of money. If he's healthy, he should play. But let's think about it from Jimmy's perspective. I don't know what he's thinking. Keep going.
Hold on. One more thing. From their perspective, if he's well enough, whatever percentage it is, he should want to be on the field.
Like Deebo and Kittle.
And Samuel want to be on the field. He should have the same pride and desire. And if he's well enough, they would want to see him with that.
Yeah, forget the fact that he's paid a lot of money and he's the quarterback. Brett Favre would have committed homicide to start. He wouldn't be like, I just don't feel 100% this week, guys. Phillip Rivers, most quarterbacks are like, no, you cannot keep me out of this game. You cannot keep me out because if you keep me out one game, I could lose my job. I might never play again. No, I'm getting on the field if I physically can. That's the attitude. And then the team has to be like, no, man, come on. Just like with Kittle and Deebo. So I don't know where Jimmy's coming from, but all I know is that he's not practicing right now. And Kittle is. It's interesting.
But Iggy, you were going to say, let's look at it from Jimmy's point of view.
Let's look at it from Jimmy's point of view. So the Niners absolutely should want him on the field. From Jimmy's point of view, I don't know if he's had conversations with the team about next year, but everyone knows the team can move on from him next year and probably should because he's so expensive, he's gotten hurt, and the cap's going to go down. So he knows where he stands with the team. He knows there's a good chance he won't be on this squad next year. He knows they're probably out of the playoff contention. He knows the offensive line stinks. He's gotten hurt behind it twice this year. If he comes back and plays a meaningless game, gets hurt again, then he does have to have surgery. Then that's going to cost him money in free agency. That's from his perspective, why he may not want to play. But then there's also another way to look at it, why he should want to play. Dad, what do you think?
Well, hold on. I want to stick with this point that there are all kind of good reasons for him not to want to play and good reasons that the team wants him to play. And I want viewers to understand this. Very often, and it may even be for the most part, the desires of the team and the desires of the players are in conflict.
Right.
You always think of it as one happy family. It's not like that. Management has a certain view and players have a certain view. And in this case, what Jimmy may want and what the team may want may be at loggerheads. And that's a very interesting subtext.
Because you could look from Jimmy's perspective like, look, I got hurt the first time. I came back 3 weeks later. I wasn't healthy. I played hurt. I got hurt again. I haven't had surgery. Don't make me do this again. Don't question my toughness. I already came back and tried and got hurt again. These games don't count. Let me heal up for next season the way you want Debo and Kittle to heal up for next season. The difference is you're not Debo and Kittle, Jimmy. You're not.
And the other reason, and there's a slim reason that Jimmy might want to play, if he feels they're going to get rid of him, he may want to showcase himself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he doesn't have much value right now.
Right.
I mean, and even if
for not much value.
Exactly. If he doesn't get back on the field, the most likely case is the Niners cut him or they trade him and someone else cuts him because he's too expensive. He's probably going to have to sign a new contract next year, like a 1-year deal, and be someone's backup and prove that because how can you bring in Jimmy Garoppolo as your starter when you don't even know if he's going to be healthy? He'll have to do some kind of prove it thing unless he can come back this year and show what he showed last year. So it would be in his interest to come back and play if he's healthy.
Looking at it that way, certainly it would be. Yeah. These three players from the Niners' point of view, and believe me, they must be talking about it 24/7 about these three players. Iggy, it's a fascinating thing that we're talking about.
Yes.
And it's more important than the next three games.
Oh, absolutely.
We're talking about.
Yes.
You agree?
This is the whole thing with this team right now. Yes.
Right.
And what's interesting about like the players being interested in these topics too, I'm sure most of the players don't know what's going on with Jimmy.
They don't share it with the players.
No, that's Jimmy's business. And he's in a whole different tax bracket than a lot of those guys. It's not really their business. I'm sure they have speculation like us. But okay, before we move on, we have a topic from Jermaine Pickett on this subject. They have to move on from Jimmy getting O-line free agent for $8 to $10 million and Mullins, Jameis a rookie contract. Yeah, he's just saying basically they should go cheap at the quarterback position, upgrade the offensive line, and get rid of Jimmy. I'm fine with that. Draft a guy. That's cool. What I wanted to ask you, let's have a mini side bet for a nickel. Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo will play again for the 49ers this season? Do you think so?
This season?
This season.
No.
I don't think he will either.
No.
Do you think he'll practice again this season for the 49ers?
Maybe before the final game.
I don't think he will. I think he's never. Do you think he'll play another game for the 49ers?
Now that's a
dime. That's a quarter.
Okay, here's the thing. They will keep him if they can't get somebody better. You have to have a starting quarterback. Yeah. So will they get somebody better in the offseason than Jimmy? My guess is they will, and he will never play for them again. What about you? I agree.
I think they're going to draft a quarterback in round 1 or round 2, and Jimmy Garoppolo will never set foot on the 49ers practice field or Levi Stadium field ever again. I think that marriage is done. I think there's been a divorce, and he's not going to go. I think he's thinking about the next team he's going to play for, kind of the way, and I can't prove it, kind of the way Kevin Durant probably was the last 2 months he was on the Warriors.
Yeah, but Iggy, one thing I would like to understand, you say they'll draft a quarterback, and you're saying this rookie would be the starter? Because I don't see it that way.
Well, what they could do is they could draft a guy and sign a guy, and if the quarterback isn't ready, you start the other guy. You start Ryan Fitzpatrick, someone like that.
Yeah.
Whoever, and then whenever whoever the rookie quarterback is who's ready, they put him in the game. So I think that's what they'll do. I mean, Kyle needs to get his quarterback eventually, right? He's entering year 5 of his tenure. Is he going to keep messing around with guys with bridge quarterbacks and temporary guys and guys he didn't really want? Pick your guy. Pick him. That's what's going to happen.
One thing that we should add that's relevant to this topic, and again, what we're talking about is big picture. I say the next 3 games are irrelevant. I mean, they'll be fun, they'll be interesting, but they're irrelevant. We're talking about the biggest picture here, widescreen TV.